I obviously have brain damage from drinking when I was younger, but I'm going to tell you something, man. I just couldn't get it. Well played, Patrick. That was so strong.
Mayo experience.
Mayo experience. Mayo experience. Mayo experience. Experience.
Welcome to the Pat Mayo Experience, presented by Underdog. It's the Week 18 best bets. And if you're asking, are there best bets in Week 18? We're going to find out. Last week wasn't so bad, but I want you all to smash the like to the episode, sub to Mayo Media Network, and a reminder that starting this Friday, tomorrow, unless you're watching this on Friday, today, we are launching a brand new Friday show. It's going to be PME live starting at 10:15 a.m. Eastern Time. 3 guests, 3 separate topics. Tomorrow we're going to be covering props and DraftKings picks for Week 18 in the NFL, bowl game preview playoffs for next week, and a recap with Thor Nystrom and some draft look ahead to some of the prospects. Then Keith Stewart is joining me at the end for round 2 Century Bets, a recap of round 1 of the Centuries, maybe some live plays, and he's going to be at the TGL next week, January 7th. And to break that down a little bit, because, hey, Rob, we talked about this before when we talked about the TGL, that maybe there's a chance that this is really easy to bet before they clue in.
Yeah, absolutely. This is the prime opportunity for bettors is when there's uncertainty in the market. Once everybody starts watching a ton of these events and everybody has an idea of what's going on, then it takes away some of the edges. So in the early going, that's the best time to find edges when a lot of people are just guessing. So yeah, often uncertainty is great for bettors.
Cam, I met a guy probably 9-10 years ago, maybe a little bit less than that now, and he was a professional sports bettor, much like one Rob Pizzola, and he only bet on one thing. Do you know what he bet on?
Ping pong?
WNBA.
Oh. You know what? That's a great point, Pat. The WNBA, before Caitlin Clark and all this other stuff, they didn't even care. They'd post lines, didn't even worry about the injuries as much. You're getting crazy numbers. We used to crush it. And to Rob's point, this women's hockey league, when it first came out, and I'll give Gabe credit, like he was first on it, and then they were posting 5.5s under the first year. Like it was like a license to print money. And then finally, as Rob said, they're going to catch on after a while. But that's the beautiful thing. The NFL, college football, see the handle on this shit? That stuff, who gives a, they don't even care. It's kind of like, you know what I mean, Rob? It's like these loser sports that no one cares about. Like, I'm down with those sports because no one, the board books are like, it's like those remedial, like bad college basketball games. There's so many fucking games. Some lines are way off because they don't really understand what's going on. You can only cap. That's why the NFL is so sharp. Like you have so much time to devote to all these games and everyone's betting on it. So I agree with you guys 100%. Like I got to get in this golf shit before it's too late. Probably already missed the boat, but that's just the way it is.
Rob, is Week 18 kind of similar to this?
Week 18 is probably the best betting opportunities you'll get in an NFL season as a bettor, just because, I mean, let take the Seahawks-Rams as an example, right? You're not going to get another week over the course of the year where one team's going to open as a 3-point underdog and they're going to move all the way to a 6.5-point favorite, unless it's Patrick Mahomes or Josh Allen injured, something along those lines. So you get opportunities based off of news in Week 18 and just being able to cipher through, basically read the tea leaves basically on what coaches are saying, and you might end up with some really big moves. And typically I find it to be the best opportunity of the year for NFL regular season. It's kind of the same as betting preseason in a sense, but also you have to be around at your computer, during the holidays a lot to react to these line moves right away, because once information's out there, everybody's battling to bet it quickly. If you're not first, as Ricky Bobby's dad never said, if you're not first, you're last.
Cam, the only good position I have so far this week, the only bet that I made, I bet Houston plus 4.5. I think they're 1-point favorites now.
I'll tell you, Pat. They're playing Tennessee. They're playing Tennessee, right? Yeah. Oh, sorry. Tennessee? That team exists? Camera 2, Drew, if you didn't fucking talk about Tennessee to me at the start of the year in our preview show, I wouldn't even have been honestly, but that's my stupid brain. Cut wires. Hey, Rob, like one of your guys on Twitter. Cam's amateur brain does not understand. I know what the fuck you're talking about, buddy. I'm just like
not one of my guys on
whatever
Twitter.
Don't
lump them in with
wait, hold on. What happened?
Yeah.
Wait, what happened?
Some guy on Twitter is like, "Oh, Cam doesn't understand." I understand full well, you fucking numbnuts. I want an academic award just because I talk like this and I act like an idiot. Oh, I don't know math like Rob. I don't have a fucking spreadsheet nor programs. But shut the fuck up. You don't know me. and you're my amateur mind. No, Rob plays a little bit differently. He's trying to middle games all the time. I do 7-point teasers because I fucking want to. I understand the way juice works. I understand everything. Just don't call me stupid, okay? I'm a lot of things. I could be an idiot. Maybe I drink too much. Showed up on the show a little bit tuned. Big deal. That's what I do. And I didn't deserve that comment. I'm a lot of things, but that pissed me off. And by the way, Rob, just don't insult my wines anymore. It's like you think I feel like
let's stop. No, we're not doing this again. I have never once.
You talked about those wines like it was like me huffing gas and drinking Canadian sherry.
No, you have blown this way out. I have never once.
You're like, not the wines Cam has. I need the J-Lors, the Cab Sauves. It's like, get a grip.
We're going to do this again. I've never once insulted the wine. All I have said is I prefer Cab Savs. That's it.
Cab Savs are fine. I drink Cab Savs.
I'm not a big Malbec drinker. It just doesn't taste the same way to my palate. That's all I said. I'm not a big Malbec. We have somehow taken this, misconstrued it into me roasting your wine selections. I've never done that. You can check the tape. I just felt like yelling at
you, Rob. I just felt like yelling at you because one of your Twitter guys, even though
he's not my Twitter guy. Enough of this. He's just some random guy on Twitter. I don't associate with. It's just a random person that responded on Twitter. Not my Twitter guy.
Hey, Pat, by the way, the meat's going down. Half the freezer's gone, so I've had a lot of selections over the holiday with my new Chef Man air fryer. Those wings have been battered down. Everything's been great. You can do anything in an air fryer. Like the one problem I have though, a hack for everybody. Burgers, it's a little dicey. Burgers are one of those things. They say they could do it on a lower temperature, but the problem is, Rob, if you don't get the ones that are too much fat, the smoke. Like I looked at my kitchen, I see a layer of like haze, like kind of like LA in the morning, and I'm like, what the fuck? It's like smelling, and then because the chicken breasts, everything's perfect, calamari, all that stuff's perfect. But there's something about burgers and the fat content, too much smoke, and you don't need that. You don't need a smoky house.
I would tend to agree.
Unless you're puffing dubs.
Like if you're gonna cook burgers inside, like you can cook them on a grill, obviously do that. That's a better way to do it. But obviously where we live, you said it's the first snowfall of the year today for you. You're not gonna be going outside and firing up the barbecue more than likely. Just put those in a pan. Like that's fine.
I'm with you. Pan's fine. Pan's fine. It's like another thing. Like the guy's like, oh, you should try the female bacon loin in there. I find it better, like a little bit of like just light oil in the pan. Sometimes if you get a nice skillet, the skillet's key. The air fryer is great for appetizers, right, Rob? Like anything like shrimps, like breaded products, like that stuff. It's fucking money in the bank. I just made chicken breasts for breakfast. I haven't digged into them yet. They come out golden, like almost like a chicken wing. God, $49. Best thing I ever bought in my life, and it's huge. 6 quarts.
Better than those Malbecs for diabetics.
Yeah, better than those Malbec. I got to be honest with you, Rob, and I'll defend you now. But I drink a lot, so I'm getting sick of the flavor too. Like it's like those things. Like if I go to Dairy Queen and get like Score all the time, I want to mix it up with Reese's or Smart. You know what I mean? Like it's the same damn thing. I did buy Cab. There is low sugar Cab Sauves, and I got a couple of those too. But you know what it is too? I'm gonna have to hop off my wallet. I didn't really notice it before, but when you drink a lot, you're noticing the difference between a $13, $14 bottle and a $20. I should just pony up for the $20 bottle and it'll taste better. That's kind of, you get what you pay for. So I'm a little cheap.
So, well, Rob, I went to, there's a whole bunch of different liquor stores around here. And obviously we're in communist Canada, Rob, so it's government controlled. So I walk in, I mean, you can go to the private ones. There's just none around me. And I was in a rush on New Year's Eve. But all of the different liquor stores around here, it's the NSLC here, it's the LCBO where you guys are at, they have different selections. Like there are the good ones and there are the bad ones. And I didn't really realize this until I went in to go buy wine at one of the places. I was like, hey, I need to get a good wine for tonight. Like my wife and I are like, we're having dinner at home. We're going to put the kids to bed. We're going to split a bottle. Then we're going to go to sleep.
There you go.
Maybe we'll tune in to see what Andy and Anderson are up to for like 2 minutes, and then we'll fuck off to bed. So I go into the NSLC. I was like, yeah, can you show me where the good wines are? And they brought me over, and like the most expensive wine that they had was like $23. I was like, no, where are the good ones at? They're like, these are the good ones.
That's my territory, Pat. In LCBO, they have a thing called vintages. Rob knows it's in the back. So they basically have sections, Pat, every country, every brand. So I can look for like a good Malbec Cab Sauv rosé, whatever the hell you want to do. Like go to the vintages, you get like a $27 bottle.
It's the back room. It's like the
back
adult film section
exactly.
of the Blockbuster. You know, it's behind the curtain type of situation.
Anal on VHS. Oh, right this way, sir.
So it is the same thing here. It's just every store doesn't have them. There's only selected stores that actually have the vintage sections of the nicer wines. So I had
you're really shopping. What are you shopping at a gas station, Pat?
Buddy, we're in Nova Scotia. This is how it is. How it is out here. Okay.
Yeah. Wow.
So I had to drive.
I got to tell you, Pat. Rob will tell you too. I went down to my local. My girlfriend's the best. She goes to deal with a mall Santa. I look, the guy's got his hands on her ass. I'm like, you fuck. I knew this guy was tricky the minute I walked in. All the other families, it's the best. Now with COVID and stuff, Rob, Pete, and Pat team are doing like soccer photos. Like they're down, like their legs crossed. Like you don't sit on Santa's lap. No. You don't get near this guy. He's germ city. So I sit there. And I go to like the store to buy like baggies and I my hash pipe or whatever. I was just looking at some accessories, let's call it that way. And I walked in. These guys had more fucking like beer and wine than Coca-Cola and Pepsi. I was like, what is going on here? And this is like a loser smoke show in like a shitty mall. So the only issue they have, Pat, is to your point. It's good for people who just want to get wasted and drink basically Aqua Velva. They don't have a very like a quality like. Everything's shit. They don't have even a mid or a good. They need to like mix it up a bit. But I think the lady in charge, like she can barely talk. I don't think she knows like what wines are good or not, but good selections. If you want to get wasted, Rob, have you noticed the convenience stores are really loading up? I'm finding like more and more are having it now. Like they're really coming out hard.
I've noticed a few grocery stores that have really started to load up on them.
There's the quality ones, the Italian ones.
The Food Basics over here has like a complete aisle for them all the way down of
Food
just booze.
Basics?
Oh, straight liquor, yeah. That's where I used to get
that, like where you get your like tuna.
Tortellini's lettuce.
Tortellini's lettuce. Food Basics, 88 cents.
That's a couple of dollars cheaper than Longo's over there.
Yeah.
So, if you're going to buy him lettuce,
give your tortoise the best of the crop. I will say this, Food Basics good for like canned goods and cheap shit. Don't get your meats there.
Yeah.
To recap, you probably had some cash after last week, if you remember, Cam, because you went 2-1. You were very close on Monday night. San Francisco almost came back to cover that spread. It was +4. They ended up losing by 6. And
crazy.
So you went 2-1 for the week. You hit your gold and you hit your bronze. I hit my gold and hit my bronze. And I hit some good beats earlier in the year. I felt like my Atlanta +4 losing to your gold pick of Washington -4 was a bad beat.
I agree. And I've had me and Rob's probably had the worst beats all year. I'll be honest with him. That Washington-Chicago game with the Hail Mary, a couple other ones. But here's the bottom line. That San Francisco game, I can consider it a bad beat as well. Moody's the shittiest. This guy, first of all, he can't kick a 51-yarder. You're sending him out from 57. I'm like, that's going to miss. Like, honestly, watching Brock Purdy throw picks like that, like the fact the 49ers should have won that game outright. But you're right, Pat. I'm with you. That crazy touchdown by Penix. If you're on Atlanta, bad beat, but I got Washington earlier on the week, like Pizzola, line value, whatever. And everything was fine, but that's the NFL, man. Like I don't expect to have a clean ride in any games in the NFL. Like fuck, even the Tennessee game. And I should not even be on shows for betting this team, but they played Jacksonville. A Congo, their tight end was open, like with nobody within 20 yards twice. And Mason Rudolph like overthrew him by like a centimeter. Like it was just like, I'm going, what the fuck is going on here? Like it's such a simple throw. There was no one there, but that's Tennessee. It's Tennessee football.
Well, there's two games last week, Pat, that were the Atlanta and Denver.
Yeah,
right?
either of those.
I was on Denver.
And Rob had Denver. You had him as the bronze pick.
It's a good pick.
The end game. I rarely get super tilted while watching a game. The end game of Denver really, really tilted me a lot.
I agree.
With Cincy scoring that touchdown, I'm like just
because Chase Brown
almost blew out his ankle. Like
yes,
kneel on the ball, kick a field goal. Denver's gonna get the ball with 15 seconds, no timeouts. Like this game is over. They scored the touchdown. I'm rattled already. Denver goes down the other way. I'm like, please God, Peyton, one time, just go for 2 points. Go for 2. It actually makes sense here. Doesn't go for 2. He says after the game, he didn't go for 2 because they could tie in overtime. What's this guy doing in overtime? He's calling timeouts on defense. He's extending the clock. Like, yeah, honestly, had no clue what was going on. I'm not going to get over that one for a while. That was
he's usually a pretty good coach, Rob, but I agree. Like, that's the problem with these coaches. They short circuit. Like, I'm watching Raheem Morris in Atlanta. Are you
my God.
kidding me? You can't hire a kid with a Timex sitting beside you on a tether like your kid at the mall. Get the fuck over here and call a timeout. Penix is making plays at the end of these games, and you're sitting there like a deer in the headlights. Like, Rob, we've even talked about this 20 years ago when these gambling sites were around. Hire somebody like you or anybody on staff.
Cam, you could hire a kid who's played Madden all summer.
Yes.
Give him a video game and he'll know when to take timeouts.
Yes. Like, how do these coaches not know this? Or why do you not have an associate on, like as I said, a tether like a child at the mall so he can't run away? You pull him back, timeout. Like, what is going on here? Like, how do these coaches get jobs? This is your only fucking job. It's like me being a chef and I'm giving people like hamburger helper, like and dog food. Like, what the fuck is your job? Know every scenario. You're an NFL coach. And these guys, time after time, like, it's not even like just the smart ones do it. I don't know if it is the pressure of the moment, but Rob's right. Even Peyton's making mistakes. I'm like, what's going on here? The only coach who's smooth, O'Connell. And I told you guys know too. That guy's a fucking good coach. That guy gets it.
There's a bunch of them. Like, there's a lot of bad apple. Like, coaching is all encompassing, right? Yeah. You have to get your team prepped for the game. You have to get the scheme right. Like, Kyle Shanahan's a very good scheme guy. He just doesn't know how to manage in-game stuff. He doesn't know when to go for it on fourth down. He doesn't know. Like,
Morris is a good coordinator, Rob, but stop hiring coordinators as coaches. It's a very simple point.
Yeah. But there are some complete guys. LaFleur in Green Bay is really good at a lot of this stuff. I can go around the league, and there's at least a handful of guys that they always get it right, but there's some real bad apples in there that just really have
big
no
time.
clue.
I did want to ask you something, Rob, because I saw you tweet about it in the moment, and I had a difference of opinion on the matter that it's not that I wouldn't have played for the touchdown, that's what I would have done. But when Cincinnati kicked the field goal the first time, and they missed it, and then they ended up going for the touchdown afterwards, obviously to win the game and cover the number, but they kicked on third down. It's not that I had a problem with them kicking so early, it's just why try to run the clock down more and kick on third down? If you're just going to kick on second down and save all the time, because the only reason to kick it there would be that if you missed it, you could get the ball back. Like, it's not a decision I would have made, but it makes no sense to kick it on third. Just kick it on second then.
Well, if he misses, you don't get the ball back. Once the attempt happens, it's done. The difference is
that you have the time. You've now wasted an extra 40 seconds of the clock.
Oh, right.
That if he misses,
100%,
you could get the ball back.
You're right. You're saying that if you miss the kick, there's enough time left in the game that potentially you get another possession. I get that. The comment, like, we've seen like this evolution in the NFL of teams going forward on fourth down and stuff like that, but there's certain things that are just ingrained in coaches' heads from the beginning of time that, like, you got to kick on third down just in case there's a bad snap. There's no more bad snaps in the NFL now. Like, yeah, it happened to Tony Romo once, and people are pointing to that from 20 years ago. All the other snaps are good on these field goals. You never see a snap go over the when was the last time you saw a snap like go over the holder's head and they abandon a field goal attempt?
Actually, the Seahawks did it this year, Rob, but they had the worst snapper going against the Giants.
Was it on? No, that was not a
field goal.
Oh, field goal, sure. Yeah. But anyway, they got a bad snapper.
That happens all the time with your regular center, but the snaps on the field goals are never a problem. It's just the one guy practicing it over and over and over. So I don't understand that, because you have such a shit kicker in some scenarios, or you want to get extra yards in some scenarios. The coaches just settle, and it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. So for me, I would try to get as many yards as possible, make it the closest kick possible, especially when you're dealing with the kickers in the NFL nowadays.
The best is the Falcons. They go out, they got an injury to Koo, and they get a kicker who can't kick past 45 yards. You might want to take a look at a guy that's got a distance. Like, that's another bonehead move. Patterson can hit it straight, but he has no leg. You fucking morons. Like, don't you guys know these things? Like, it's like
anyone watch this guy in pregame warm-up and they're like, hey, maybe we shouldn't trot him out there for 57 yards when he can't even kick 50.
Get a guy who's a long kicker, Rob, a guy with the biggest leg on the team. It can't be any fucking worse when you're 10 yards short. That was you see the bar in Atlanta, they're like, short.
Well, it looked like it was right down the middle, and everyone just expected it to go in nowadays because you got kickers kicking 70 yards. This guy can't even kick 50. I don't get it, man. I honestly don't get it sometimes. You were talking about like $1 billion league, multi-million-dollar organizations. They can't figure out this guy is going to come up 10 yards short on a field goal.
Hey, Pat, was it Simpsons old man Patterson with his finger on the button? Remember that? Homer buried the trash in the golf course. It all came up. That was like, he's calling him a drunk. Meanwhile, Homer's wasted during the debate. Oh, fuck. Classic episode with old man Patterson. That guy's a bad kicker. Yeah, he's good from 40 and in if you like it straight, but that's about it. But that doesn't exist.
Question for you. I know the decision that I've made on it, Rob, but I came onto the show and I gave out mid-season Tampa division, Tampa playoffs, and Tampa win total. The win total is clinched at plus 120. That is nice, over 8.5 wins, but now we have a 9-1 riding and a plus 230 on the playoffs. They are currently 13.5-point favorites, and the hedge opportunity is actually very easy here. You can just bet the Saints to win and cover all your bases, and there's even if the Saints win, Atlanta could still lose, and Tampa Bay would still cash all those bets at the same time, and you could double down. I'm not hedging, but a lot of people have asked me about it, and very rarely do you see an opportunity like this where you can bet on the Saints plus 620 to hedge out of a bet completely, basically, for not a lot of money, and basically instead of making it 9-1, you could make it, 6-1 or something like that. I'm personally not doing it, but would you recommend that people would do that?
So this is a matter of personal preference for everyone out there, right? So I would probably be in your boat, Pat, where I wouldn't do that. More often than not, when you're hedging, you want the side that you're hedging on to also be a valuable position. So if you think New Orleans actually has a chance on the money line and that plus 620 price is a good price, then sure, go ahead and bet it, because now you're adding another, positive expected value position. But there's also scenarios where this could be like life-changing money for someone, or just a big win, and they're going to be depressed or they can't sleep if Tampa Bay loses afterwards. If that's going to be the case for you, know yourself and bet something on New Orleans so you get something no matter what. So hedging is often a matter of personal preference. I like to just let my positions ride for the most part, but there's others that they like to have something guaranteed in their wallet, and I can't blame them for that. It's a matter of risk tolerance, I guess.
All right, well, let's get to the gold picks for this week. I've been scanning around the board, and it's tough for me. I have to go check what the current number is right now. Just let me get back to you on that one. I am going to make where the hell did they go? The Indianapolis Colts minus 4.5, my gold selection of the week. Cam, this is now the week where they actually show up because they don't have to show up and play for anything anymore.
Pat, I love you like a brother, but I was actually looking at Jacksonville.
You look at the shittiest teams every week, so that doesn't surprise me.
It's not going so bad. I think sometimes the shitty teams, the Giants beat Indianapolis outright with Drew Lock. Oh, by the way, Drew Lock's rookie card, 30 cents from 2. Not a comment anymore. What a game. Excellent performance when it doesn't matter. The Giants, only the Giants. We fucking screw up. Like, they went outright. Anyway, I don't know what to tell you. Other than, I don't think Mac Jones is great. They beat Tennessee, but asking Indianapolis to win by margin to me is a dangerous proposition. But that's my opinion. Let's see how Mr. Cabso feels about this game, because I don't really like Indianapolis. I'm sorry.
So I haven't outright heard Shane Steichen yet say that Joe Flacco is going to be the starter this week, which would be my concern, because they still have Sam Ehlinger on the roster, who I don't know that he's young at this point. I actually don't even know what his age is, but there's really not a lot of value in playing your 40-year-old quarterback that's going to be a free agent at the end of the year in the final game of the year. Ellinger's 26 years old. I mean, I don't know, he stinks, and there's not a lot of value in playing him either. But I would be somewhat concerned about some sort of splitting of reps in the final game of the year, or potentially Ehlinger getting more run than people expected. They might even still be able to cover, honestly, because Jacksonville stinks. But that's my concern with this game. I haven't done anything here. I'm very unlikely to have a bet on it unless something substantially changes here.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter to me who starts. If they split, whether it's Richardson or Flacco, it makes really no difference to me. They're going to run out the better team in a game where they're going to play their guys, and they're probably not going to sit everyone down. Jonathan Taylor is going to get to run for 200 yards in this game, and I've seen who the Jags run out, Cam. It is not very impressive.
No, it's not. And Mac Jones, I gave him credit like a couple times for making a couple plays. And then to Rob's point earlier, the guy makes a 2-yard run and fucking thinks he's like won the Super Bowl. He's an absolute clown. Jacksonville, on the other hand, they do have a couple weapons. Bigsby's been pretty good. Thomas is a great young receiver, one of the best. He's a special player. It's a shame they have no one throwing him the ball. The defense, not very good. They just played Tennessee last week. So, Indy's at home, Pat. I think they probably win the game, but winning by 5 or more, I'm not sure. So that's a tough game for me. I'll pick another loser team. Thank you.
Who are you going to pick?
Can Rob go first? I'm still thinking, because everything has changed. I'm looking at these new lines, and I'm stunned right now, like I was last week. My sans alcohol. Yeah.
I'll take a Commanders minus 4.5 at Dallas. I think McCarthy's been very hush-hush about what's going to go on with the Cowboys this week. I feel very strongly that Trey Lance is going to start this game for the Cowboys, and then the Commanders are going to spike up.
That's a lock.
Yeah, well, I don't want to say lock, but it's going to spike up to like 6.5, 7 points, something like that. McCarthy said he's probably not going to announce what's going to happen until like 90 minutes before game time this week. I don't know why what kind of games they think they're playing here. You stink, Cowboys. The season's over. Like, just come out and say it. I don't understand why they treat Trey Lance like this all the time, but that's where they're going. Washington, obviously, with something to play for. They're in the 6th seed right now. The game against the Rams would be they'd be a substantially smaller underdog than they would be if they had to go to Philadelphia and play the 2 seed Philadelphia Eagles next week. And I like the Washington offense right now. They've got it together. They should be able to run the ball on Dallas, move it through the air. I think it's going to end up being closer to a touchdown at game time if Lance gets a start. And I watched Trey Lance in preseason. I'd love for the guy to develop, but he just doesn't have the tools. He's kind of deer in the headlights. He throws a lot of interceptions, and I don't think he's going to get
If Trey Lance started, guys, I would lay Washington up to like 9.5. That's how bad he is.
Yeah, he's not very good. And like with CeeDee Lamb on the shelf now, you saw that with Cooper Rush last week. Great first drive. They moved down the field, score a touchdown. I think it was Jalen Tolbert that he hit. Then after that, they couldn't do anything. And CeeDee Lamb was the guy getting like 30% of their more than that, 40% of their targets with Cooper Rush. Trey Lance doesn't have a viable option to throw to in this game. Like, what are they going to do? Run Wildcat for the entire game? I just don't see that as being viable. So give me Washington 4.5.
Cameron?
You go, Pat, first.
I already went.
Oh, yeah, you did. Yeah, that's right. You took Indianapolis. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Can I throw a couple at you? Sorry, I'm having one of these weeks.
Yes,
I apologize.
That's all right.
What do you think about Kansas City getting 10.5?
I like it.
Yeah, so do I.
Is it too easy?
I don't think it's too easy. They could lose by 38, but they're getting 10.5.
Now, somehow, Cam, this is the 3rd consecutive week you've brought up a gold pick, and I feel inclined to tell you that this is also Cuss Superlock.
And I can't take Carolina next. Okay. It's time to regroup at the Red Lobster, even though they're in receivership. But Flavor Flav is doing a great job at restoring the brand. I am going to take...
You're pivoting off of KC just because Cuss likes it as well?
Yes. This guy's got real powers. Pat has proven it multiple times.
We do it.
Like, it's just
we do a show on this every year, Rob, and we're thinking about doing it live in Toronto this year. The Custies live.
Oh God,
Love that.
Know what happens?
I'll be in attendance.
I meet Tim. I shake his hand. Next thing you know, my heart seizes up, and I'm doing starfish on the sidewalk, and the paddles are out. That's just that would be my luck. You touched Tim, and now you're absolutely dead or an emergency on.
We'll get you a pair of gloves to wear.
Yeah, high voltage. That one's for you, Jeff. Happy New Year, Geoff. You guys.
Hold on. You continue to look. You think about it. I want to let everyone out there know that the giant one and done, the race for the Mayo Cup, $1 million guaranteed in the prize pool. You make one pick in golf every single week. You get their money, then you can't use them again for the rest of the year. That contest starts next Thursday at the Sony Open. There are still spots available. There are very few of them, but I am giving away 2 free entries into that contest on Monday. I've already given away a bunch of $250 entries. I'm going to give away 2 more on Monday. There are 2 ways to get in that draw. If you've already signed up and screenshotted me your entry, you remain in one of the draws. And you can get into that by doing it. Go to fantasygolfchampionships.com, links down in the description, get your entry, or 2 or 3 or 4. You probably want to say not get the 5 if you want another free one. You can only have up to 5. But if you do that, you get into a draw for a free one. We'll announce that on Monday. It might be full by Monday night, so we'll make sure that we get it to you ASAP. Now, if you don't have the $250 in order to play, you can still get into the draw. You can get some ballots into that draw by subscribing to Mayo Media Network on YouTube. That would be great. Thank you for that. And the one where you get the most ballots is subscribe, rate, and review. And, for bonus kicks, I can't verify this, but if you turn on automatic downloads for the Pat Mayo Experience on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, leave that 5-star review, say something nice about the show, I'll pick one of the winners out of there as well. That will be a free entry that you'll be able to get into the contest. There's $100,000 for first prize. There's $70,000 for second. Everyone, Cam, who finishes inside the top 12 wins at least 5 figures.
Can you send me the info, please?
You're in Ontario, pal. Can't do it.
We'll talk after the show. We have to get around some of these parameters because I'm sick and tired of not being involved. What am I, Alaska and Hawaii? Contest cannot be in Quebec and Alaska and Hawaii. Thank you. Like, fuck, I get it. Like, well, I can't go Frito-Lays. Like, they don't eat chips in fucking Hawaii, Quebec, or other states of that matter. Alaska, trust me.
Get Ainser to sign up for you in the Philippines.
Yeah, that's right. Don't worry about it. Tangy, spicy Thai, new flavor, buddy. Hey, Cam, I picked up this rye, John Player, $2.50 a jug. Glug, 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 glug. Love Hainzer. Hey, happy New Year, Hainzer. I hope you marry a Malaysian or Thailand.
Philippine.
He's in the he was in Thailand too. Anyway, good golfers from Thailand. Eh, Pat? Gino Thinical? That chick's the real deal. Okay, I'll take. I want to get Pittsburgh, but you're not going to give me a 3, so we got a problem.
No, we're going to give you a 1.5.
I already bet it. Actually, it's on 2 at Bet365. I'll take. What about Pittsburgh? Do you guys like Pittsburgh?
Yeah, it's fine to me. It's 1.5. Hold on. It's 1.5. I'm looking at Bet365. It's 1.5.
It's 1.5.
Hold on.
It is 2. It is 2 at DraftKings, but yes.
It's
technically 2 minus 112 DraftKings is.
Thank you. It's only 12. You're not going to shake me down for 2 pennies, are you?
Well, it doesn't matter. We don't really treat the juice as like what plus 1.5 minus 105 is better than 2 minus 112.
No,
However,
I'm an idiot. Remember, as your buddy on Twitter says, I'll take the 2.
Your buddy, Rob,
and don't understand math.
My buddy on Twitter, the one that I never interacted with before. Yes,
I don't even know why I do that. It's like such a political move. Hey, Rob's friend attacked.
Yeah, just a random guy who responded to both of us. It's my buddy.
It was kind of insulting though, just because I'm a loudmouth and I make whatever. Like,
I will say to his defense, when you were defending yourself earlier, you said, "I'm not stupid. I may be an idiot, but I'm not stupid."
You're right. Actually, buddy, you're right. Retweet it. I'm the fucking stooge of all stooges. You win. Pittsburgh +2. Happy New Year to you, too. I have nothing against you. Just, that wasn't very nice. You should be nicer to people on Twitter. Got a lot of too much evil and venom on Twitter. Like, life's hard enough. Pittsburgh +2.
I actually played an underdog entry for the Saturday games, and I took George Pickens from this game, longest reception. If you use code Mayo right now, not only do you get that deposit bonus of up to $1,000, everyone filled the PGA best ball drafts, but NFL playoff drafts are coming soon. You can play the pick'em, and there's more PGA drafts at the end of the month. Those are coming very soon, including a custom one for all viewers. Those playoff drafts for NFL are huge if you want to win some big money. But I'm playing George Pickens, higher, the longest reception of 21.5, which is one of the bonuses that's in the lobby right now. And I also played, I believe it was Jerry Jeudy, higher than 49.5 receiving yards. Rob, I get that it's DT Cust playing quarterback, probably, but he'll just pepper Jeudy with targets until he gets there.
Yeah, I think so too. And you don't know what that game state might be later with Baltimore. Obviously they want to win the game, but
why did they switch times of those games, Rob? It's so stupid.
No,
they wanted to get the Steelers.
Yeah, because they have and they have to make it competitive too. Because if Pittsburgh plays first and loses, then Baltimore has nothing to play for.
Correct.
Fair enough.
Correct. For underdog this week, I like TJ Hawkinson over receiving yards, which I think was 42.5 last time I checked at underdog. But I know what I watched with the Detroit Lions defense on Monday Night Football. And I'll tell you, that ain't a defense anymore.
No.
It's a real problem. And if Brock Purdy just didn't sail 2 throws to wide open receivers, by the way, in that game, they would have put up a 40-burger in that game. Detroit's in big trouble defensively. So I like Hawkinson. I think he's a very viable target against his former team on Sunday Night Football.
I'll be going through all of those on the live show, 10:15 a.m. Eastern time on Mayo Media Network. And we're even trying to get on Rumble, Rob, to get the Jeff Feinberg fan base really engaged and, on Underdog.
What's Rumble?
It's like Jeff YouTube.
Oh, okay. I thought it sounds like wrestling or something combat sportish. Rumble?
Yeah, you can watch Slap Fight on it.
Oh, yeah. We had Slap Fight on our network, too. Trying to find betting lines. Fuck, I was watching the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and there was a guy doing Jimmy Buffett. It was like a fusion of me and Jeff. Fuck, with this red. I thought, he looked like Feinberg. I was just like, holy fuck, Feinberg. I love that guy so much. Like, I don't know what he's doing, but see his tweet too. God, it's been 20 years since we wanted a Staley, and now we have Harbaugh. like a presidential speech about the Chargers. I'm like, this guy's so fucking amazing. He's a grown man. He loves it. He does. He loves Phillip Rivers more than you love your kids. That's fact.
So I'm gonna play this one for the weekend because a lot of the lines on Underdog aren't out yet for Sunday because they're waiting to see who plays and who doesn't. So Code Mayo will get you a free pick. He'll get you that deposit bonus of up to $1,000, which is great. I'll add on Rob's over 42.5 receiving yards with TG Hawkincust. We'll throw him out there. And the two that I'm looking for that aren't up yet and I'm waiting for them is Turpin over rushing yards, which is usually set at like 3.5, and he gets like 4 carries a game. So let's get him in there. And Spencer Rattler over rushing yards too. You put those 3 together, and they're adding boosts in there right now. That'll pay 6-1 as it is, and you could probably find a 50 or even 70% boost and just push all the chips all in, Rob.
I wouldn't do that, but yeah, I think that seems very viable. I like all of those. I like all of those legs.
Yeah.
So good luck.
All right, so there we are. Introducing to you the TGL presented by SoFi Golf's newest league, live on ESPN and ESPN Plus. This is a simulator plus real chipping, real grass, and real green league featuring some of the PGA Tour's biggest players like Tiger and Rory and Xander. Only 2-hour matches inside of a stadium and has other sporting elements like timeouts, refs, and overtime. You tee off from real grass into a screen. You might end up in the rough, or sand, real sand, and have to play it back into the screen out of there. After that, they use the technology to drop it by a real green side area plus a real putting surface, getting everyone involved in the contest. This isn't your average Sunday pickup game. To learn more, visit tglgolf.com and tune into the inaugural season beginning January 7th. Keep up. It's golf. For 11 months of the year, staying motivated is not a problem for me. Then December hits, the holidays are around, I'm out of my normal routine, and it becomes a struggle to stay motivated and keeping myself laser focused on work and health and getting exercise in every single day just because everything's so out of whack with my schedule being thrown off. The one thing that I've been doing to make sure that I stay on the right path every single day is waking up and drinking my AG1. I get my essentials for nutrients and supplements every single day, and it just makes me feel so good. It makes me motivated to continue to stay focused on what I need to accomplish every single day, no matter how out of the regular routine that my life starts to get. AG1 is a sponsor of the Pat Mayo Experience, so this holiday season, try AG1 for yourself or even gift it to someone special. It's the perfect time to focus on supporting your body with an easy and surprisingly delicious daily health drink. That's why I'm so excited to be partnering with them. And AG1 is offering new subscribers a free $76 gift when you sign up. You'll get a welcome kit, a bottle of D3K2, and 5 free travel packs inside your first box. So make sure to check out drinkag1.com/mayo to get this offer. That's drinkag1.com/mayo to start your new year off on a healthier note. Silver picks. Rob, would you like to go first? Because I have mine in the chamber.
Sure, I might as well. I'm just going to continue with what I was talking about.
What is that? Sorry, can I just, what does chamber mean? Like you have the pick ready to go?
Yes.
Or,
it's very unusual for you, Cam, but Pat does come prepared.
That's fair. I am prepared. I can't make a decision. But well played. Well played.
Paralysis by analysis.
Yeah. Your buddy on Twitter, actually, he's getting smarter and smarter by the minute, and I'm getting stupider and stupider. I'm losing brain cells as we speak. Go, sorry, Rob. Continue. I'm an asshole. And,
no, it's okay. You're not an asshole. I didn't
you.
say that. See, again, you're just taking it to another level. I didn't rip the wine. I never ripped the wine.
I do buy expensive wines sometimes, but continue. Just tell me about your silver pick. I don't care about
I'm
Vino
going to take the Vikings plus.
Damn it.
That's the stupid rule you guys made. That's on you guys. Not on this guy.
I actually,
it was my rule. That's
so
your
Pat,
problem.
I didn't see the show this week, Pat, with you. I actually didn't expect you to be on the Vikings here because you're a notorious Darnold hater.
I am. I mean, I'm not a Darnold hater. Listen, I've already cashed the Sam Darnold over passing yards prop for the year, which was my best bet from the preseason. Just as long as he stayed upright, he gonna be chucking. But I made the pick. I picked Detroit on the show before I watched Monday Night Football. I was like, oh fuck! If they give me the full 3 here, I got to switch to the Vikings.
100%. That's how I feel about this. If you're getting 3, you got to take the Vikings here. First of all, Vikings defense is very good. I'm not saying Detroit won't be able to move the ball on them because Detroit's, Ben Johnson, best OC. They can move the ball on anyone. You see the total in the game is 56.5 right now. Detroit's going to score too, but the Vikings can generate some stops at the very least, in my opinion, relative to what San Fran was doing on Monday night. But I am just down on this Detroit defense. Like if you look at the season-long numbers, everything Detroit looks like a top 10 defense in the league. I think they might be bottom 5 right now. They can't stop anything. They have no pass rush. They have no one in the front 7. Carlton Davis, their best corner, is on IR. I think Minnesota's going to move the ball a lot in this game. I mean, Purdy, like I said, he killed them. He had just those bad, inaccurate passes that sailed over the middle of the field that cost them a couple possessions. And I like Minnesota here. I like getting the 3. I think that's just a really valuable bet.
Well, that was going to be my bronze pick, so I'll switch that up for my silver
Pivot.
pick. I mentioned that I had Houston at plus 4.5 earlier in the week. I still like Houston to win this game, so Houston money line works for me, but Houston -1 also works for me. If Stroud is going to play, which by all accounts it seems like he's going to play, at least for a half, that's good enough to beat Tennessee, who is splitting time between Levis and Mason Rudolph.
I know. That organization, I don't even know what they're doing.
Well,
Yeah, Will Levis, that Hellman's mayonnaise campaign, you're done.
They might as well play Levis the whole game, though. At this
agree.
point, he's at least like
I don't know. You've already screwed this thing up from the start. Levis, the Rudolph, the whatever. You fucking go draft a fucking quarterback. Like whatever. Like it's a train wreck with this organization. What are these guys doing? Like I'm actually watching this team play. Rob, you know their defense isn't even that bad. Like I watch these guys. Like what's happening here? Like Tennessee should not be that bad. They should not. It's ridiculous.
I know. Well, bad O-line, dumb coach, bad QBs.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
And defense that's on the field all the time, I guess as well.
That's the point. Good point. They're just dead. They're beat down.
Silver pick,
True.
Cam?
Yeah, give me the New York Football Jets, please, plus 1.5 against Miami.
Oh my God, you people every fucking week with the Jets, man. They don't cover ever. They just lose outright every week. And like,
what do you think, Rob? What do you think?
I actually bet the Jets on the opener.
Thank you. Hey,
Yeah.
Pat, you ever want to get new traditions going for your golf league or whatever? How about a smooth brown one? I get the Jets, you get the Dolphins. You already paid me. Oh, yeah, by the way, Pat, thank you so much. You're a real respectable guy. Pat pays his bets because the Asian handicap, thank you, Carolina, unless something crazy. If Tampa Bay beats, if New Orleans beats Tampa Bay this week, I will fucking send you back too if the Jets don't win. That's the way it's going to work, pal. I love you like a brother, but I will take the New York Jets to beat Miami outright. I think the Dolphins suck. I watched Cleveland play. They can do anything. They got stalled inside. Rob, that watching Cleveland took 20 years off. That team, they reek. I know the Jets are bad, but they were hanging with the Bills. Pat, I'm telling you.
They were not hanging with the. They were not hanging with the Bills.
You think Miami's going to beat these guys?
It was 40-0 at one point.
Yeah.
Okay, Summer, what do you think about the Raiders? I'll just throw.
No. Don't.
I'm staying.
We don't all have to agree with your picks.
We don't. And actually, when you guys don't agree, I feel I got to get. I told you, Pizzola, I want some fucking Clockwork Orange shit. Your place, give me a bottle of your fine wine, hook me up with the electrodes, and fucking reprogram me. No Tennessee, no bullshit, and do my own thing. Give me the fucking New York Jets plus 1.5. I don't give a fuck. Can I get a 2? Can I get a 2?
I mean, I see
2.5.
Yeah, one second. Do you see
two?
I see. You guys know me.
I see
since
ones.
I'm such a scammer.
I see 1s and 1.5s out there. Is there a 2, Rob?
There's no.
Actually, it opened 2.5, but I'm an idiot. I should have jumped on it.
So,
Right,
I will say for anyone who's nobody's tailing, that's not an insult of Cam. Nobody's tailing anything here, but the 1.5 that's out there at FanDuel's minus 118. You'd be much better taking +1 minus 105.
Yeah,
it's 13 cents different. Yeah, but you get the 1.5, Cam, for the purpose of the show. We always do.
I don't give a shit. It's fucking. I actually found a 1.5. Yeah, it is.
Don't say that you don't give a shit about the price, or Rob's buddy is going to come after you again.
It's true.
My
buddy.
He's a B. Well, what were we going to call him?
My entourage is coming.
He's one of the. He's one of the.
Cam. Here comes IRS. Here comes Erwin R. Shyster, the taxman. Okay, buddy. To pay your taxes. Hey. Here's a tip, buddy. I get it. Okay. I don't give a shit. I want 1.5. Just give me 1.5.
Cam,
this is the game we're playing.
Did you know that guy is a part of an online community known as the Pizzola Pals?
Yeah, I bet he is. He lied to me again.
Pat's wrong. It's the Pizzola Posse, actually.
Yeah, Pizzola Posse.
Yes.
That's got a ring to it, Rob. What's this guy? Like Nick?
No,
what's the guy's name? Paul Penny? Yeah, I get it.
I coach these guys up. we do a 15-minute Zoom call. I coach them up. I give them targets.
Yep.
I say, go after them in this way. Here's what you got to do. Call this guy an idiot. Call this guy stupid. This guy doesn't know how to bet. And they just go and attack on the internet. That's what we do.
I have realized, Rob and Pat, I give Rob a lot of credit, Pat, for a really passive, kind, good-hearted human being. He's got Twitter wars with a lot of people. That's where he puts his venom out. Like, Rob likes to fucking fire it up. And you know what you do, Rob? Your thing is you like to be that guy. And I have a buddy like that too. Always the fucking guy planning the jokes. Like, let's hide Cam's stuff when his parents go away and give him a treasure map and see if we can find this stuff as I come home from a shift at Little Caesars and I'm going to put this guy fucking through a wall. Like, you know what I mean? That's you. And it's funny. It's cool. But you really know how to press buttons. You're very good at there.
I like to get the people to double down on their shit takes. I see something and then I'm like, well, maybe this is, I give them the benefit of the doubt. I ask for some clarification. And then once I realize it's completely shit take, then I go in. But I do a gambling drama show on YouTube, Cam. I do circle back. I mean, this is just part of the show too. I talk about this stuff publicly. People say stupid things online. So do I. You know what you got to do sometimes? You just got to own it. You got to be like, I was wrong. Instead of just arguing with everybody about your shit, stupid take over and over and over.
I'll own it right now. I should be semi-institutionalized at Cam H for betting Tennessee as much as I did this year. That's straight up facts. I don't even know what the fuck I was thinking. I obviously have brain damage from drinking when I was younger, but I'm going to tell you something, man. I just couldn't get it. Well played, Patrick. That was so strong. Like Pizzola. Know what I love about you guys? Hamster's always on the wheel. And you tell your buddy Paul Penny over there, I'm taking the Jets at +1.5, and I'll pay a couple extra cents instead of whatever. So, but this is the purpose of the show is to get the best. Right, we're getting Rob. What's +1 compared to +1.5? I found a site. Sorry, it's the other site, and it's off by like literally 1.
I don't even know what the hell you're asking me right now.
You know the one with instead of Georgia Bulldogs, it's the
but what, I don't know what the question is. I don't know what you want me to.
The difference between Jets +1 and 1.5 juice is like literally -116 to 118. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I don't know off the top of my head what it's worth, but
I got 6 sports books, so I can look at them all and go, okay, this is what it is.
The difference is you would win on 1, and it's basically what percentage of NFL games are going to land exactly 1. It's worth maybe 5 cents in this instance, right? Whereas the difference in the actual market is 13 cents right now. So
okay.
2 things. One, the Jets are Jeff Superlock, so you're all in on that, Cam. You like them, Rob likes them.
I like Jeff.
And listen, I don't want to bet Miami with you. I see what you see with Miami. It's just I watch you people take the Jets every week, and they never cover their number.
We do not take the Jets every week. I took Buffalo last week.
I actually took the Jets as my gold pick.
Gold pick, Rob.
I'm not. Listen, I'm just an honest guy. I live with sincerity.
It's a shit pick. We all make them.
I bet Buffalo last week, and this is not like to pat myself on. What I thought, we did the show on Tuesday last week. What I thought was gonna.
Whoa! Back beep 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 beep. So Pat, are you telling me he took the Jets on our show and then he bet Buffalo? Actually, you know what, Rob? I can't even yell at you. I've done it.
I was going to say, Cam. I'm going to guess, Cam, you do that with most of the bets that you throw out. By the time
I wouldn't
Sunday
say
comes
most,
around.
but that's a fair assessment. A lot.
Buffalo cleared their entire defense over the course of the week. When we were starting the show, Matt Milano was out, Rasul Douglas was out. They had no safeties. By the time the game started, everybody was going to play, and I mean it was a massive difference in the game altogether. So I hate to do that, but I just want to
Yeah,
I can bet against the Jets. Yes,
I just told you that. I like Detroit when it was 2.5, and before Monday Night Football, and then I watched Monday Night Football. I was like, oh dear Lord. Like, you give me the Vikings.
As bettors, we got to react to new information. Like when especially for me, I handicap based off of who's on the field, right? I try to filter out a lot of what I consider to be noise and narrative and stuff like that. So to me, it's about who's playing. And when you make a handicap, when you expect, half the defense to be missing for the other team, and then they're not, well, that's going to fundamentally change your handicap. And unfortunately, yeah, it's a public record that I took the Jets as the gold. Which it's
okay.
I don't care.
I do this. I do it too. Like sometimes you have vibes. Like I had Cincinnati at a number, and I go, you know what? I got a good vibe about Denver and bet them live, and ended up losing on one of the stupid bets because they took a touchdown instead of a field goal. I would have hit everything. I do it all the time, Pat.
Well,
especially when live betting, try to middle everything. Sometimes
I mean,
it works, sometimes it doesn't.
Custis called this, he's called the past 3 weeks for the Jets a quote-unquote Super Bowl. So this is their 3rd Super Bowl in a row. They're 0-2 in Super Bowl so far this year. But to quote Cuss, they're undefeated in 2025. That's great news. And they have to win this game for him. So maybe they will end up winning, or just he keeps picking them to win these Super Bowls every week, Cam, and they keep losing.
It also could be Aaron Rodgers' last NFL game if you want to go down the narrative.
No. Aaron Rodgers is going to be like the Vikings quarterback next year.
He's going to be playing till he's 57, dude.
I'm going to tell you though, I don't care what anybody fucking says. He's not better than any of these guys anymore. He's washed.
No. He's
so
not.
Go take Aaron Rodgers.
I disagree. I don't think that he's washed, but he's very firmly like a mid-tier quarterback. But if the Jets cut him and you can get him on the Russell Wilson contract, he would be very valuable, I think.
Yes, I agree. I agree with that statement. I'm just saying he can't move anymore and he's fragile. And you know what? I'm going to be on. I'm going to talk about another fucking intangible that the computer can't talk about. The guy's he acts like a fucking shit teammate. He throws all of his young players under the bus. He's always given the offensive line scowls. I don't want an asshole like that in my fucking locker room. I want a guy that's positive. And I'm so sick and tired of him putting the blame on everybody else. I will give him credit for one thing. He plays hurt. But other than that, it's a joke. And
he plays fake hurt. He plays fake hurt.
That's another thing, Pizzola. And I played sports before. Don't sound like Al Bundy, who 3 touchdowns. I did have 3 sacks in one game. But I will tell you this. You don't want a cancer in the room, and he's always blaming other people. And that has been going on from this time in Green Bay to whatever. Dude, take some responsibility. I take responsibility for my stupid picks. Right, Rob? And being an idiot and having Twitter wars with your friends who are, locked in their computer world. Yes. Yeah, the Pizzola posse. Mean guys. But I'll tell you, Aaron Rodgers, I don't know if I want him as a teammate.
He pulled himself last week. He just walked off the field.
Yeah, it's unreal.
Tyrod,
exactly.
You're in, bud. Everyone's like, what the hell's going on?
And I will stick by the point, and this is not a backup quarterback discussion. The Jets would have done a fucking hell of a lot better with Tyrod Taylor than him, because Tyrod Taylor can move. And I know I don't want to get the intern in. Another backup.
Well, it's me, Marty. I marked them in real time now.
No, dude, good. Rob, there's another one for my documentary. There you go, right there. Another hot take or shit take, as you say, toilet bowl takes.
Well, you said
2,000 flushes.
As I say, as Rob says. Never use that term in my life, as I say.
Okay.
You know?
The computer can only tell you so many things, like you said, but the computer is telling me one thing. As you guys were talking, Jeff and Tim are fighting in my DMs right now about Cuss comment that might be the most unpopular comment in the history of Mayo Media Network that he said on the show this week. And then Tim's accusing Jeff of going into the comment section and fighting with people. It's fantastic stuff.
Wow. Unreal. We got, I can't really deal with those guys. We got our own problems here, but good luck.
Bronze picks. I'll lead it off since you already stole Minnesota from me. I will go. You said it earlier, Cam. Do you like Las Vegas? I do like Las Vegas. I like them +5 against the Chargers, who might literally have 0 to play for and won't play their guys.
Well,
it's also Pierce.
It depends. I think they could cover the 5 maybe anyway.
Yeah,
but
I agree.
There's still like what are the chances? Like if Pittsburgh
so if Cincy wins, then the Chargers are just playing for seeding. It's not nothing.
Okay, hold on. So let's just say, give us 2 scenarios. Cincinnati wins. What is the scenario? Pittsburgh wins. What is the scenario? Because the Chargers are going to play. Who are they going to play in their seeding?
It also depends on what Baltimore technically does. But if Pittsburgh
Baltimore's going to win.
If Pittsburgh loses, then the Chargers can jump to the 5 seed. If Pittsburgh wins, the Chargers are the 6 seed. They have nothing to play for.
Correct.
Do the Chargers care about the 5 or the 6?
100%. It's a difference of going to Houston or going to Baltimore.
I agree, but if you have one of them that's a coin flip game, I think they can cover the 5 anyway, and there's a chance that the game means nothing to the other team. But if Pittsburgh wins, Rob, what's the line on this game? Vegas -2? Vegas -3?
On this game?
Yeah.
I don't.
It goes the other way.
If Pittsburgh wins...
Yeah.
No, I don't think it's going to move all that much, honestly.
So if the Chargers have
because
nothing,
I think Harbaugh's going to pull a Dan Campbell.
No,
is what I think is going to happen.
Not a chance.
Not for the full game, but he's going to at least play some starters. Harbaugh is an old school guy. He's
Dan Campbell light. He doesn't go for it.
By the way, I'm not shitting on this pick. I actually like the Raiders. I actually like the idea of parlaying Steelers money line with
with-
Raiders.
I agree with you, Rob. I've already done it.
Yeah.
And I got the Steelers at a better number earlier on in the week. No bullshit.
Yeah.
Facts. You know what, Pat? I love your pick.
Thank you.
I like it too. Like,
You know, I know everyone's. I want to take the Seahawks. I think they beat the Rams by 1 million, but I'm gonna throw it down. Rob, I'm telling you, Geno Smith, the contract, whatever. I don't care if it's 6.5. They are gonna the Rams aren't gonna play anybody in this fucking game.
I have
think Seattle
Seahawks
up to
plus
10.
3. I can tell you they're going to lose the game outright. I never these games where I have an absurd great price.
Would you like to bet me on make the line and we'll
No,
bet on the game?
he bet on the Seahawks.
I bet the Seahawks.
But-
already. I'm loaded on this. I need the Seahawks to win.
They're
this
gonna
week and
murder
cover.
them, Rob. They're gonna kill them.
Jimmy G legacy game incoming. 5 touchdowns for Jimmy G.
Just give them a hooker and some as VHS. Jimmy G likes to party. Just send him up some escorts there. Keep them going and lock the room. Hey, there you go. Give him something.
Yeah. Let's get maybe a quarter for Jimmy G and then 3 quarters for Stetson Bennett. How about that?
Yeah, Stetson Bennett. Yeah, that cologne reeks. Remember that? Wasn't that Lord Alfred Hayes? WW brought to you by Stetson, the scent of a man. Yeah, Stetson. Great cologne.
Oh, by the
They
way,
have some great commercials.
WWF is on Netflix in Canada now. So like the old library is all there, Cam. It's great. I was watching WrestleMania 6 with my son this morning. It was awesome.
Awesome. The old school wrestling was just so damn good. The characters, like as we mentioned earlier on the show, like Mike Rotundo was IRS, pay your taxes. Like they don't have fucking gimmicks like that anymore.
No.
Back in the day when blood was cool, razor blades, foreign objects. Fuck, man, that floor used to look like a UFC mat after like guys are just absolutely biting ears. I love the old days. I watched Abdullah the Butcher and Carlos Colon. The guy put a microphone in his eye, razor blade to his neck. It was like these guys are just bleeding. Like you've seen Ric Flair, like Jerry Lawler, all those guys.
Yeah, the
Rob?
forehead.
Kind of like me with my interact transaction.
Cam was a wrestler
Deny.
in the 80s. He doesn't.
Deny. Yeah, that's what
ECW.
That's it. Abdullah the Butcher put a razor blade right in the middle of my head. Anyway, Pat, it's a perfect
I was trying to not show the 5-year-old those matches. I was trying to.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. I apologize. But you're a good father.
Yeah, he doesn't need
needs a
to
little
see
bit
the
of blood.
boiler room brawl and
I had
mankind getting power bombed through the top of the cage onto some thumbtacks.
Remember
Probably not the best.
Caribbean wrestling? They used to have it on satellites and matches would last 2 days. Like if you have my buddies, I'm like, hey, it's Jerry the King Lawler versus Jimmy Superfly Snuka, part 6. They'd wrestle for 48 fucking hours. It was insane. Anyway, we're doing I'm on the Raiders too. Let's this is a shipsy. We did one thing together, Pat. Whatever I gave you, whatever Jacksonville, Indianapolis, whatever, we have a difference of opinion, but let's all get on 4.5 yards with the Raiders. Sound good?
I got 5 yards for the Raiders.
Ooh, I'll take 5 yards then, because you know me, always looking for scraps and better lines, because that's what I am. A jerk and a parasite, right, Rob? And a no brain. Pizzola, this brought to you by Pizzola's Pals, Twitter's finest.
Jerk with no brains. Yeah.
I love you, Rob. The funny thing is, I like you a lot. You make me laugh. It's good because we're like the odd couple.
Well, that's because I haven't turned on you on Twitter yet, but I'm waiting.
It's getting. My dear Rovell, is it getting close?
Well, you don't post enough. You don't post enough takes to direct me to Twitter. You know.
No, I don't. I don't go. Hey, everybody.
It's like the guy yesterday that said Texas is going to open -2 against Ohio State. And it's like very obviously that's not going to happen, bud. And then he just kept doubling down on it. It's arguing with everybody. It's like, guys, it's not going to happen. And of course, they open like 5.5.
Texas should have lost that fucking game to Arizona State by double digits. So everybody rein it in. Let's get a grip.
Yeah. All right.
Thank you.
I'm going to do what Cam failed to do, and I'm going to take the Chiefs plus 10.5.
Good, there you go. I left that one for you, pal. And I like it.
Yeah, I actually don't even really know if it's a good play or not, but historically, the teams that need to win final week of the season, you tend to get a little bit of inflation. Mm-hmm. I don't know that this is super inflated like previous years because we don't know what the Chiefs are actually going to do, but they have a pretty complete roster. And honestly, I'm going to be surprised here if we see absolutely no one play for the Chiefs. Obviously, we know Carson Wentz is starting, but looking down their depth chart, even the backups here can put in a competitive effort. It's a divisional game. It means something to them. I know they don't really want to, face anyone. The Broncos getting in the playoffs would be actually good for the Chiefs.
I like that. Yeah, exactly.
But 10.5 is too many points.
I agree.
All right, Cam, We're going to get to the
Yes,
teaser,
Patrick?
but I'm not going to bet Miami with you, but I will offer you $100 right now if you can remember the teaser we made from last week.
Was it a 3-gamer?
It was.
It's been a 3-gamer every single week of the year.
don't
I remember
think
my pick. My pick lost.
Yes, you were the loser of the teaser. Cam and I hit both of our legs. You only got 10 seconds, Cam. You can just throw out some teams and numbers.
Seattle? Were they in it?
That is incorrect.
Okay. My short-term memory. Okay. No, I don't have. Pat, why don't you just tell me what we had in our teaser?
I took the Colts.
Yeah,
Colts.
Rob
Yeah, you
had
took the Colts.
Rob had
I
minus
remember.
2.5. I had Tampa minus 2.5, and Cam, you teased up Vegas to plus 7.5, which was correct.
Very, very smart move, eh?
Vegas was such a good bet.
Tell
last week.
Pizzola's pals. There it is.
Yeah, that's a classic Wong teaser right there. You got 3, you got 7, play hit. Can't do better than that, Cam.
Can't. Just
You could teach an entire
absolute
master
intel-
class on teasers
Yep,
after that.
master class. Intelligence, that's the way I roll. It was the stupid, but I don't care. See, that's the point that people don't understand. I don't care.
Cam, you
I
should
don't give a
try
shit.
you should do a master class on likability. How to get people to like you. People like you. except
Oh,
for-
there's people
except
who
for-
hate me.
No. Well, don't count Rob's buddy. Just people in general.
The
like
Swifties,
you.
the Swifties, half the world hates.
Actually, they've laid off now. They're like a little.
Oh, sure,
they're
they
like
found another
chihuahuas.
target now.
Yeah,
Probably.
thank God. I can't tell you those people.
All you had to do is create a new burner account on Twitter and just read a bunch of negative Taylor Swift stuff. They would have got off of you and they would have went over there.
Yeah, no, a good call, Rob. See, these are the things that why you are master class in your brain. Like I should have thought about, but you know what? It was actually good for me to get hate like that and to come at and watch my loyal friends and listeners beat down a goddess, basically. And I thank you guys so much for doing it because I didn't mean shit by it. I actually respect her. My girlfriend's a fan. I respect anybody who fucking redoes the songs after somebody steals your material and does it perfectly is a fucking genius. Okay. It's like Sloan said, it's not the band I hate, it's their fans. Her fans suck. They're morons.
So what do we
Stop putting her in like icons like God. She's not Jesus Christ, okay? Relax.
Is she even? Do you like? She's not even Jesus Christ. She's not even Jesus Christ superstar. Cam.
She's not even at the table in the portrait that you see at the church.
What do you want to
Get
do
it.
for the teaser here?
Whatever you guys would like to do.
Well, we all have to make
player.
one pick.
I'd like to take the Steelers to 7.5.
I love that, Rob.
I don't trust the Cincy defense enough to win by margin, at this point.
I kind of want to tease down the Ravens to minus 12.
It's kind of interesting.
I'm not going to do that.
What's the ceiling for DTR in this game? 9 points?
I was going to say 13.
13.
Rob, I got one for you.
Sure.
This is for you, buddy. Since we're breaking bread in the new year, Seattle, pick 'em.
Okay.
Seattle, pick 'em, and
Thank you.
I will tease. I'm actually going to.
How about the Raiders to 10.5? That's juicy.
You know what? I'll take
Yeah.
I'll take Vegas up to 11.
Oh yeah, it's 5. Ooh, even better.
There you go.
11. I like it.
That will do it on the Pat
Pat, who
Mayo.
do you? Sorry. I know it's your show. I got to stop interrupting you. Who do you have in golf this week? I was a little bit late on the trigger, and I have a lot of college football.
This couldn't have been an
Yeah,
off-air conversation.
Good point.
The golf has started by the time this has come out. But
Doesn't matter. I'll bet it live. I know you like to go.
Yeah, but for the viewership, do you think these guys care about
Yeah,
the
they
golf
do.
picks?
People who watch the show bet on everything. They bet on your fucking turtle if you had buddies to race. Anyway, whatever, Pat.
now
Take it away, friend.
I have something for you, Cam. Do you have access to Twitter right now?
I would hope so. I'm on a computer. If not, Pizzola's buddy's definitely got one up on me.
Okay, so
Yes.
log into it and search me.
Okay. Twitter.com, Pat Mayo. Excellent. Ooh, direct message. Oh, that one's interesting. I'll deal with that later. Pat Mayo. Okay. Let's see what we got here. Pat, when you hell tell him Itchy sent you.
So look
Can I save the
okay.
time? Just go to the pinned post, man.
Oh, okay. I see a picture of Ash K. Batia.
There you go.
I think you like to get. Oh, there it is. Pat Mayo, Tagala, Burns, Batia, Clark, Dunlap, and Hall. Love the picks. Thank you. Ding, 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 ding. He gone.
They were also in the newsletter I sent you too, by the way.
I haven't got to the newsletter yet. I haven't had a bowel movement. That's what I do. You get the old paper copy and read away. way. It's better than a newspaper. Hell, have you seen newspapers these days? They're pamphlets. Your newsletter's bigger. It's got more pages.
Rob, are you guys doing any watch-alongs this week, or are you just going to take a breather?
No, I'm going to do Sunday Night Football, the Vikings and Lions game. I think that's a big one, important one. I'm rooting for the Vikings for my bets, but also because there's a decent chance that, I mean, it will happen. If the Vikings win that game, Detroit is probably going to go to Tampa Bay for a playoff game. And I think they might be ripe for an upset as well. I think Baker might cook that defense as well. So that's my rooting interest. But yeah, live watch along Forward Progress Sunday Night Football.
Okay, and I am going to be live starting at 7:15 p.m. Eastern on Mayo Media Network with me, Cust, and his arch rival for Super Bowl III of the year, Garion Thorne. So we're going to have a Dolphins fan. We're going to have...
I love Garion too. Great human being.
And it is the season finale of the Sunday Night Live show because we don't do it through the playoffs. So you tune into that, then you tune into Rob over at Forward Progress, and you will have yourselves a very enjoyable Sunday evening. It'll be more enjoyable if you win. And the one way you can make yourself a winner for sure is getting that bonus money at Underdog by using code Mayo, up to $1,000. I've been just encouraging people just to use it for their best ball drafts. There's playoff best ball coming. You can use it on Pick'em. You'll get a free pick and that deposit bonus. Help us out. Use code Mayo right now. All right? I'm Pat Mayo. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.
That Mayo experience. Experience.